Shalom Alois, Soinai Elohim, Ainu Boyezi. Shalom Alois, Ezri Meinadoino, Yoisei Shomayim Boyezi. Alitein Amoy Chaglecho, Al Yomrun Shoimerecho. Adonai tzilcha al yad yaminecha. Yom HaShemesh lo yakeko v'yorei avdaloi lo. Adonai yishmor mikoro yishmor es nafshecha. Adonai yishmor tzeisko v'yecho me'ato ve'adoi lo. Ovadia Shlita, Rosh of Moisa is going to open the shop.
ברשות הרבנים, הגאונים, אברכים, בישיבת קהל קדוש. מה נדבר ומה נאמר? נפלה תראת ראשנו. היה לנו. לא איש דברים אנוכי. But because there was a little bit of difficult to be משמש. מורנו ורבנו. That's why I have to say a few words. He showed me yesterday, Hachaim David Rabanipur, a kliyaka on this week parasha. I'm going to read the word. So, והיו חיי שרה, 100 שנה ו20 שנה ו7 שנים, שני חיי שרה. So, כותב ככה, ומה שנאמר, ידעתם להגדלת, ומה שנאמר במספר גדול, שנה, שנה לשון יחיד, 100 שנה ו20 שנה, and a small number, מספר קטן שנים, בלשון רבים, ו7 שנים לפי, אני קורא את המילים, אומרים the word of the כלי יקר, לפי שהחסידים, אף על פי שכל ימיהם שלמים, מכל מקום יותר הם קונים שלמות בשנים האחרונים הקרובים לשערי מוות מבימים הקודמים. הם מצד זקני תלמידי חכמים מוסיפים חוכמה, הם מצד שאז הם הולכים ומתקרבים ביותר אל האור הנצחי. That's the word of Eliyahu of the first pasuk. באמת, we had בית המדרש Hachaim Vehashalom, ישיבת חכמי אמריקה, the huge fruit to have in the last year, הגאון הגדול, הרב קליש, זכר צדיק וקדוש לברכה. That is a very big חיסרון. We feel for the past week, the big חיסרון is missing here. פנה זיווה, פנה הדרה. האור החיים הקדוש אומר שבאמת, the question, maybe when Sarah heard the Besorah, so maybe her life became shorter. So Hachaim HaKadosh של Vehashalom to say that, and Hachaim HaKadosh כותב ככה, שצדיקים מחיים ימיהם, והרשעים ימיהם מחיים אותם. וזה באמת מורנו ורבנו, כן, שהימים הוא היה מחיה את הימים. ויאמר השם אל משה, קח לך את יהושע איש אשר רוח בו. באמת היה such a big רוח אלוקים. It was מקדים שלום to everyone. Every day, everyone, no matter who he was. He was smiling to everyone, saying a nice thing. He was starting the Seder with the Musar. I'm talking starting the Seder here of the Musar, after his Daf Hayomi Shiur, after his Tefillah, his Avoda. And he was coming to the Bet HaMidrash here, we're talking about here. You see any Bochor or any Avrech with no Charuta, he was coming to him. He doesn't know who he is. And he was sitting next to him and said, let's learn together. I know Bachurim had such a big chizuk for this. Someone told me the Arav Kalish gave me so much importance. Now he's a big Ben Torah, Bachurim is married, he has kids, and the big Ben Torah is the fruit of Rabbi Kalish. He was mechazek everyone. When the Rabbi was here, it was very easy for me. Because every time he was a Bachur, was complaining a little bit, or was mitatzel, I said, are you older than Rabbi Kalish? Are you more tzaddik than Rabbi Kalish? Are you more machmir than Kalish? Even when we go to some trip with the Rav, or say, Rabbi Kalish going, you're not going to go, he was making this very, very easy for us. And with which atmada he was learning him. I came to him, when we built the mikveh, it was extremely noisy, and also you see, we didn't finish the Aron Kodesh. And there was a lot of workers working next to him, a couple inch for him with a jackhammer. And he was dusty. I said, the Rav, Mechila, maybe I can find a different place for the Rav. He didn't even know what I was talking about. He was so in his learning. He didn't even know what I was talking about. One time he had a flight, he came for 3 o'clock mincha. And he was sitting here, and so he came 2 minutes before, so he started to learn. And in the end of the Chazarat Shmona Esrei, he just realized he missed the minyan because he was in his learning. Something I never see. And he was coming every day. Sometimes every time I don't feel good, I have a headache here every day, even when he was not feeling well. During the Elul, he told me, don't worry, I'm going to be good, maybe I have a COVID, maybe I have a flu, I don't know what I have, but he was coming every day and learning to be mechazek and the kal. And ומשרתו יהושע בן נון, נער לא ימיש מתוך האל. ממש he was like a Sefer Torah and Sefer Musar מעליך. They was calling him the Shasid. He finished over 42 times the Shas, but much more than this. he was so humble. His anava was me'alakol. Because if you don't have anava, it is nothing. And he was not wasting even a second. You know, sometimes you can have someone with a big matmit, or can be a big tzaddik. I know sometimes tzaddik don't mean when how you show it, but you cannot even talk with him, or you have to take an appointment, or maybe the two tzaddik is not in this world anymore. Aval Harav, it was normal. It was with us, with all his tzidkut, without finishing the shas, and it was his Tamil Chacham and Halacha and Musar and everything. It was old with the old people. It was young with the young people. Halvai, said in his age, he's talking with someone. He's 20, like he's 20. We went to ski with him last year around Purim, I think. And I grew up in the French Alps, so I know a little bit ski. And he teach me how to ski. It was people with half of his age, and or quarter of his age, or even less than that. He drove there, and he was. You cannot even explain. You have to feel it. You feel it here every day, giving us Musar, giving us deeper Torah in the ski. So to have this midah of anava, that's me'alakol. I have to ask him mechila for this, but he was making copy for the mifranim every couple of days for the Avraham. And I said, and he was going up in the other building there, going up and down to do. I said, why you don't send any Avraham or Bachor? It's not for you, Rav, or I'm going to do it for you. He said, I don't want to be matriarch anyone. And that's what his way. He was doing everything by himself. To don't be matriarch, to don't say, oh, I'm a gadol, I'm finishing Shas, I'm a Rav, I'm a Rosh Yeshiva, I'm a Rosh Kollel. You have to do for me nothing. He was doing by himself. He never asked anyone to do the job for him. Also, I told him, the chair where you're sitting is not so comfortable for you. Maybe we have here next door by the library, like office chair. Never, and I'm using the chair like everyone. He never, he was doing everything what everyone was doing. And his age, I don't have to tell you. And I was sometimes asking, maybe the Rav can stay with us, the Vachurim and Avraham for Sudat Purim. He said, I would like to. He was coming. He said, because I think his sister was stand up in Almanach, live in Queens. I have to be Mechabed. And he was making a Shalom Bayit. And to do Shalom Bayit, Baruch Hashem, you have to know, you have all kinds of Shalom Bayit. You have Shalom Bayit of the Sfaradim, you have Shalom Bayit of the Ashkenazim. He knew how to speak to everyone, his language and everything. When he was the Rosh Kollel, Rosh Chabura, and when we had the opportunity to ask him if he want to be the Rosh Yeshiva here, so he finally accepted the position, and we had to talk at Dine Mamonos. He didn't come to me, so I came. I said, how much I have to pay the Rav? He said, no, nothing. Baruch Hashem, I live, I able to it. Baruch Hashem. And after I push a little bit, so to make me happy, I don't want to say it's embarrassing to say what the number he told me, that the marriage, the tzidkut, אי אפשר לתאר. ויעש יהושע, כאשר אמר לו משה, וילחם בעמלק. And he tried to fight against Amalek. And Amalek נלחם to fight, all Chazal said with Amalek, is the ot של Amalek. And I was fighting against the deot of Amalek. I don't have to describe you this few last year how much Amalekut was. And even if someone didn't speak to him the right way, he called them. I was paying Shiva call, and someone came and he said he didn't speak to the Rav the proper way. And the Rav called him and said, I don't have anything against you, I am a mochel. So I saw this guy after when he came out. I said, the Rav is a tzaddik. Yeah, he's mochel to everyone. He never get angry to anyone. And he asked you mechila when you have to ask mechila. That's okay. But his Torah, it will be difficult to be mochel. It's not easy with his Torah to be mochel as such a tzaddik. You know, כל הנוטל דעה מן הזקנים אינו נכשל. When you ask advice from someone with Torah and is old and you have experience and everything, it's a pasuk. שאל אביך ויגדך זקנך ויאמרו לך. When we saw the Rav, he was old, but he was גיבור חי, תלמיד חכם עצום. And you know, when to be young with the younger, when you've been old, and you know, to talk to everyone is what he need to know. Even the worker here, he told me, this Rav is special, he's nice to us, he said good morning, he said thank you and everything, the mamash kiddush Hashem. And Baruch today we're looking and one said, oh, I need a young rabbi, young guys, young. But I want to know, when you ask the advice of the young guy, you know what happened there. Sometimes he was so tired and sick, he was falling asleep in his Gemara, it was cold, it was windy next to the door, and after he was getting up and down like a lion. ואומר עליכם יהושע אל תראו ואל תחתו חזקו ואמצו ויהיה השם את יהושע וישמו בכל הארץ ביום ההוא גידל השם את יהושע בעיני כל ישראל רק חזק ואמץ מאוד לשמור לעשות ככל התורה אשר ציווך משה עבדי אל תסור ממנו ימין ושמאל למען תשכיל בכל אשר תלך. אדם תודה בגוסיו זה פסוקים, is ממש רבנו מורנו ויצב את יהושע בן נון ויאמר חזק ואמץ. It's much more to say about Baruch Hashem. We have the big zchut to have him here, and Ovadia עוונותינו גרמו לזה if he's not here today. But now we have the obligation להמשיך את הדרך של מורנו ורבנו. That's what I'm sure, that's what he wants. And if he did what he did when he finished so many times the shots, he was learning 24/7, no matter what the age, no matter the time. And then you have to know when he was learning the shots, it was not in the time of the limud here. He was doing this between the chuppah and the seuda with his flashlight and everything, such a kiddush Hashem, and he was doing this in a way. I was with him a Shabbat in Elul, and I saw so many things with him, such a avodah, such a avat Israel. So now we have the obligation to Bezrat Hashem to follow his step. And Bezrat Hashem שיהיה ציון שרץ, to all הקהל הקדוש וכל עם ישראל, שנזכה מה שרציקנו לגאולה קרובה ותחיית המתים בקרוב.
We're going to go from Wachsman.
Rishus, Rabbanim HaChashuvim, and the Hachaim, Rishus Tzibor. Avraham Avinu asked HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ula yesh chamishim tzadikim b'soicho ir v'nosasi l'chol hamakim b'avuram. So it would have been 50 tzadikim, the whole Sudan would have been saved. The koyach from tzaddik is to be making on his makim, on the ear. Nosasi l'chol hamakim, to miroimim the makim, to elevate the makim. The hashpah of tzaddik is felt throughout an entire makim. The schus that our makim had for so many years, to have such a tzaddik and a goyim, b'seichenu, he was miroimim the whole tzibur, those that were close with him and those that weren't. He was making on the whole tzibur. That's going on the Farakwe 5 towns Kehillah B'chlal. Over in this base Medrash Befrat, where he came and he learned in Koilel, being mashpia mitoirosai. All those that sat and learned b'mechitzasai, the hashpah, the roimamus, is not shayach. And the header, the lack, is felt. The Hagana is lacking. The Reinumus is lacking. And that's our uprise to come together to be Nisayra, to learn up Midracha Hakdoshim. And everyone in their own way to Chapzachan, to Epis to Imam Shech Dracham in one way that's Nagia to us. And with that Kiddush Kvod Shemayim, Pruta Mitzarefes from the Oila as a Hagana for the Shtat, and for Aliyah from the Shmasi Hakdoshim. He was an Isha Ashkoilos. If Yeshua Kalish was an Isha Ashkoilos, Torah, Avodah, Gemilas Chasodim. His Chasodim were not Shayach, has been spoken about. His Torah is Avas HaTorah, is Mesikus HaTorah, Simchas HaTorah. It was so nicker, it came out from every word, his Shiras HaTorah. He sang the song of Torah from morning till night. His Bikosh, his She'ifa to finish us, She'ifa to know Sugyas, with a Clarkite, with the Behiras, to Paskin, to know An Allah Lamaisa, as a Erlachite, Yira Shamayim, in Musar, in Tefillah. He's an Isha Ashkoilos, and his Reisham on so many is felt in so many different ways. Everyone who hears about Rabbi Kalish says, he was Malay Chiyos, Malay life, Malay Simcha, Machtim Shalom L'chol Adam, like we just mentioned. Outgoing, Gishmak. We find in the Torah, Esav is Oyev, he's Bamin Asada, he's Oyev, he's Pamater. Klal Yisrael. At the time that Amalek was Leichem in Milchama against Klal Yisrael, we're Oyev V'Yageya. We're Oyev, we're Shvach, weakened. Rafu Yidayim in HaTorah, they were Oyev. And yet, Yankov Avinu, 14 years in Shem V'Ever, doesn't go into bed. He has Kleiches Niskavais to sit and be Niyageya at Ein Shir. Rashi tells us that the oil of the Imois was daimah to the Beis HaMikdash. It was a Ner Dalog, it was an Anan, and there was a bracha Be'isa the Lachem HaPanim in Beis HaMikdash. Never got stale, never got moldy, it stayed fresh, Mishabbos L'Shabbos. And that bracha was nimtza in the east of the Imayis HaKadoshis also. The Welt is masber like this. You have an apple that's growing on a tree. The apple's connected. The tree is pulling up the nutrients, the moisture, it's going through the tree, it's being made in the apple's growing. It can't get old, it can't get stale, it can't get moldy. It's doubled to its makar, it's doubled to its source of chiyus. Once you disconnect it, it doesn't have any life anymore. Now it starts leaving. You leave the apple around for a month, it's not going to be good anymore. Kol davar gashmi, the metzius is that over time it's going to be nifsa. That's the metzius of a kol davar gashmi, nothing lasts forever. But when you're doubled to the makar, when there's a constant ischadshus of chiyus, you're connected to the source of life. That chiyus, that koiches, that energy is miskadish kol rega v'rega kol yoim v'yoim. In Beis HaMikdash, in the oil from the Imayis, it was Lefnei Hashem. Double to the Shechina. When we're double to the Mekoyer Hachaim, you can't get old, you don't get stale. There's a koyach of hischadshus that's there, kol rega v'rega. Yankov Avinu had that koyach. And the Shirish and the Mekoyer of the chiyus of the Yehoshua was that chiyus of being doubled to Torah HaKadoshah, being doubled b'pnimis to Torah HaKadoshah. There was a chiyus that came with that, ischadshus, a bren, a frischkeit, like we just said, even in Biziknusai, like a younger man coming and sitting and harving in Kaila, learning with Chavrusas. Mamash v'yeh younger man, when you're a frisher younger bacher, that frischkeit, that, you could come, you could be kaina, you could be kaina mitzayis in Torah. At 20, at 30, at 50, at 60, you can be kaina mitzayis at Torah. You become more shalim, more of a Clarkite, more of a behiras. And that chiyus flowed out of him in every area of life. It was endless energy. And that's because he was double to Torah. Davuk b'pnimi is to Torah. Davuk im Ganzen to Torah. We find in the Mishnah, Kinyan HaTorah, the Mishnah tells us about someone who's Oisik b'Torah Lishma. What are the skulas HaTorah? What's linked in Torah Lishma? You read the Mishnah, Yedevart. Every word applies here. Kol Elam Kulei Kedailoi. Nikra Reya, he's a friend. Ohu, he's beloved. Oyev es HaMakayim, he loves the Eibishter. Oyev es HaBriyos, his Amma for the Briyos. Misameach es HaMakayim, he brings Simcha to Kudsha Baruch Hu. Misameach es HaBriyos, he brings Simcha to Bnei Adam. Malbashte Anova v'Yira, Yera Anova and Yira, like was said, such a pashtus. Learning with Bachrim 50 years younger than him, that's not pashtus. Shavah b'Shavah. Machsharte li is tzaddik, chassid yashar b'nemon, straight, glad. Merachakto min achet, mekaramto l'deistos, v'yizaychit to be mizaka Arabim, again and again. Nanin mimenu eitza v'sushia, you can call him, you get advice. With that, with hashkafas HaTorah, gladkeit, yashrus, to understand the enemy. Bina v'gvura, with bina, with a starkheit, with a festkeit, with an eigenkeit, alles. They send us like malchus, memshala, lichik radin, yichig radin. Megad like rozei Torah, azah, mayon, amizgaber, nudiyas HaTorah, kinin HaTorah. Nor sheinu poisek, so nua, erech Hachaim, v'ich la'ol like was said, that he calls people to tell them, even though you're pagir in my covet, I'm moichli, I'm not makbid. Nothing was typhus makim. He was so besimcha, being Mekayim Ratzon Hashem, nothing was typhus makim b'chlal. Megadaltoi merimamte akol amas, mazak gadlos as aroimus. Torah l'shma, his Torah was mamish l'shma. Wasn't looking to say Kedushim, B'dafka, wasn't looking to impress. It's come to a whole Seder and learn with a young Bachar, coming to learn Torah Hashem. Torah l'shma. He was Meiser Atzmei for Torah l'shma. And when you're Meiser for Torah l'shma, the Skulas HaTorah, the Simchas HaTorah, the Mesikas HaTorah, all come from them. And that's who he was. One last thing. We say in Ma'ariv every night, Habas Olam Beis Yisrael Amcha Ahavta. Habas Olam Beis Yisrael Amcha Ahavta. Stell sich vor, you have a father who has a Ben Yachid. And all he wants to do is to be mative and give to his Ben Yachid. As a child, he gives him whatever he needs. Sends him to the best moistus, gives him everything he needs as he grows up as a bachar, he gets married, he builds him a house, gives him a car, sends him wherever he needs to go, he's mative, all he has is one bikush to give, to see that his son be matzliach and sufidin and happy. The Eibishter is up to Kol Yachal, the Eibishter could do anything. And the Eibishter has an Ahavas Olam Beis Yisrael Amcha Ahavta. The Abba was the Eibishter had for Klein is an Amas Olam, an everlasting Abba. And the Eibishter could do anything for us. He could give us Kol Tuv Sheba Olam, anything, everything. And what does the Eibishter do with that Abba? Torah, mitzvahs, chukim u'mishpatim, ha'isonu u'martzah. He gives us the best, the greatest zach in the world. He gives us Torah and mitzvahs. Such Abba, the Eibishter says, this is what I'm going to give you. The shashuim that I'm mishasheh b'kol yoyim. Hu v'dibur echad, I'm going to give you my Torah. I can't do anything more than that. That's what I'm going to give you. Al Kain Hashem Alikeinu. Therefore, B'shachbeinu U'v'kumeinu, when we go to sleep and we wake up, when we're makir, that hakara primis, this is the best desire in the world. There's nothing else. The Eibishter gave this to us out of his endless ava. He couldn't, nothing better, nothing came closest. This, I love you so much. Here's my Torah. That's unser 11. It's not work. When you work, you can work from 9 to 5. When it's kihem chayenu, when it's your life, it's yoyim ha'malayla, it doesn't make a difference. You don't stop breathing, you don't stop learning. The Mesiros, the way that Yehoshua was Meiser Atzmei l'Torah. As a younger man in Lakewood, I heard from old Chaverim, sat b'dachkos, learning shoyes, agabe shoyes, b'hasmoda atzuma, with she'ifas for godless b'Torah, b'dachkos, with one focus, with one mesiros, meiser atzmai. This is it. This is what's worth living for. Kiheim chayru, this is what it's about. This is what it's worth accomplishing. If I accomplish in Torah, I did. And if not, not. Torah is not a maila, it's not a madrega. This is life. It's meiser atzmai l'Torah, kol kulai, with a single-minded focus and a yediyah, berura, belief that this is b'shvil haTorah shenikra. This is what it's all about. And if I'm Klein, I become a Talmud Chacham, and I have a Yediyah Brura and Shas, and I have a Kinyan in Sugyas, B'Shleimus, Ba'amitas, then I was Matzliach. With that Mesiras, with that Mesiras Nefesh for Torah, with that the Torah's Nichnas goes in, becomes one. All the schools of Torah go into him. The Mesikas HaTorah, the Mesiras HaTorah, the Simchas HaTorah, all is there, everything's there. The header, in such an Adam Gadol was felt. He made himself such a passion, such an honor. Achar Moisei, now's the time to bring out the godless. Bring out what he was, bring out what he lived for. And to learn from his ways. We should tackle walls. Think into it. Think into his godless. Think which chelik is shayat to us. And what we could do now for his neshama, to have an aliyah neshama from seeing such a cyrus with so many people together. Taka be a meditation for Klein, for Tzibor, for everyone, which was able to be as good as here for the Amen.
I really don't think that I'm going to be masculine, Kalish. But since it is for us to describe and to understand what we lost, it's the only heter that I really feel that I can say some words. The Gemara in the beginning of Masechet Megillah, the Gemara says that there was 2 nights, one night after night, that Yehoshua had a battle against one of the cities in Eretz Israel and tried to conquer it. And the first night, they were mevatel korban tomim, or ben arba'in. Day after, they didn't learn Torah well. So a malach came to Yehoshua, and the Gemara brings the concept that from here we learn that learning Torah is it's in a higher level than even korbanot. So there was only a very, very small conversation that's written in a navi. The conversation was that Yehoshua asked the malach, "Alanu ata im letzarenu." That's the only word that you see from this. But from this, the Gemara developed that you see from here that learning Torah is higher level than korbanot. How do we see? So the Tosafot explained that any time that Am Yisrael brings korbanot, it's protecting Am Yisrael. The Tosafot brings the proof from the last page of Masechet Sotah that any time that Am Yisrael brings korbanot, is protecting Am Yisrael. So there is another pasuk that Torah tziva lanu Moshe Morasha. So when Yehoshua spoke to the Malach, he asked him, "Halanu ata im letzarenu." Why did you come? You came for the lanu, for the Torah tziva lanu Moshe Morasha, or letzarenu? You came because we didn't bring korban tamid. So the Malach answered Yehoshua, "Ata bati." The Gemara says from here, right away Yehoshua understood the message, and miyad vayalen Yehoshua be'omka shel halacha. Vayalen sham Yehoshua. The Gemara says from here, Yehoshua got the message, and they have to learn, and the Lam B'Mkashal Halacha. The question that Yehoshua asked the Malach was A or B. You care for Lanu, which is Torah Tzivah Lanu Moshe Morasha, or for B, which is Letzarem. The Malach didn't answer this. He says C, Atabati. What's the Atabati? Atabati comes to a different pasuk. There's a pasuk written in Parashat Nitzavim, Ve'ata kitvu lachem את דברי השירה הזאת, ולמדה את בני ישראל שימה בפיהם. There's a different pasuk. That's not what Yehoshua asked. How come the Malach gave a completely different answer? So the answer for this, that the Malach understood that there is a reason, it's an emergency. Once there is an emergency, you're allowed to be mevatel Torah. You're allowed to be mevatel Torah either, and therefore you don't have to bring korbanot, or therefore you don't have to learn. You have to do what you have to do. But the Malach came with a different message to Yehoshua. When the Rambam described the halachot of limud Torah, there is a level of limud Torah that women also have to learn Torah. They say Birkot HaShachar every morning. There's something they have to know, what is okay, what is not okay. And there's another level of limud Torah that we all do. Baruch Hashem, we're in the crowd of Bnei Torah, we all understand that learning is very important. Mishnah Berurah writes, there's no way that a person won't be Machalel Shabbat if he won't learn Hilchot Shabbat. Obviously, everybody over here knows it. But there's a different level of learning Torah. There's a kind of learning Torah that's completely different. The Torah becomes the song of the life of this person, the song of the life. And like the Rambam described, there is no time that a person is mature from learning Torah. Doesn't matter how young, old, weak, rich, poor, no way, no time that a person is mature from learning Torah. The Malach told Yehoshua ben Nun, if the Torah was the song of your life, as soon that you stop whatever you had to do, you go back to the Torah. If the Torah is the song of the life, the Torah will look completely different. The Gemara says at the end of Masechet Megillah, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Kol הקורא ולא נעימה, כל השונה ולא זמרה. עליו הכתוב אומר, גם אני נתתי להם חוקים לא טובים. If a person, when he learns, he doesn't learn with song, with this, that, Hashem said, that's not what I gave you. Because once the Torah becomes the song of the life, you're going to see it on the person. I saw in many people that the Torah was the song of the life. I had married to Sir Shmuel Verbam in Yeshivat Mir every day. Almost the first person to come to the Medrash. When he's 80 years old, the first one to come to the Medrash. And almost the last one to leave. That's the song of the life. If you saw Rabbi Eliyahu used to come, people came 70, 80 years in the same Medrash, in the same place, every day. Ovadia was the song of the life. One time he had to speak, he gave a shiur, and he had to stay Shabbos in Manhattan. And in the morning, he was sleeping in a hotel in the morning, his wife couldn't find, where is he? They realized he was sleeping in the closet, because in the closet there was a little light, and he could learn there. So he went to the closet, and he closed the closet, and he learned in the light of the closet. This is when the Torah becomes the song of the life. We all learn the Torah. There's nobody over here that understands how much the Torah is important. But the Torah really became the song of your life. The song of your life, you see it only in a person that everywhere he goes. Everywhere. We have to do. All the Talmidei Chachamim, all the Rosh Yeshivas, they have weddings they have to go. They have a lot of obligations. Simchas, Bar Mitzvah. They have to go. But on the way to go, what do you do right the Simcha is over? Is the Torah become the song of your life? We had a living example of somebody that the Torah was the song of his life. It was a busy corner over here in the shul, the Kalish people, in the little corner. I don't think ever I saw Rabbi Kalish there. And I checked, I was looking, did I ever see him there? I checked many times during the years that I'm here. And I realized he's never there. He's never there. Everybody has learning 2-3 hours. You don't want to drink some kava. You want to drink some kava. Kava El Hashem. They approve also. No. He never went there. I know there's not that I saw. And I was looking to see if one time I see him there. No, I didn't see him. I'll tell you, just to share with you the last conversation that I had in a couple of days before Rosh Hashanah. There was another warning of one of the hurricanes that might be when I had a hurricane. So I told him, I told Rabbi Kalish, many years I wanted to meet you and I wanted to speak to you. He says, what is it about? I said, 1 year before Sandy, there was another hurricane on there called Hurricane Katrina. And there was warning in Shabbat, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that everybody have to leave. They have to evacuate the city, everybody have to leave. I didn't see nothing. And I didn't understand why to leave. Just because the weather report says. The weather report says there's so many things. So many things, most of the time, it doesn't happen. So just because they said everybody has to leave. So I had a small crowd in the shul. And I told them, I don't think, because of some warning in the weather report, I don't think that the effort to be Shabbat. I don't see anything from Nefesh. But it didn't help. Almost everybody left. I just heard there's one person over here in this neighborhood that didn't leave. I said, who is it? He said, Rabbi Kalish. I just moved to the neighborhood. I didn't leave. I wanted to meet him. He says, you're not allowed to leave. You don't have to leave. So I spoke to him just before this Rosh Hashanah. So they told me there's another person, I don't want to use the word that they say about. Well, how can you not leave? Everybody says you have to leave. How can you leave? And I said it to him, and I wanted to meet you, but I never had an opportunity because they told me only 2 people. Again, I don't want to use the word that people say. I wanted to meet you because they say about you that you don't want to leave because it's not normal. So I'm used to everybody saying, no, everybody. But for sure, you are not allowed to leave. And you know what? Nothing happened. Really, nothing happened. Not even a drop of inch of water went over here. And so many families from Shabbat, they all left. I don't know, they believe in this, the prophecies of the weather report. But I guess, it's a false prophecy, so you didn't believe. Anyway, it's known that in yeshivas, we don't learn Levine because we're all a non-profit organization. So this is the last conversation that I have with him, and we had a chance to understand what is it that the Torah become the song of the life. Song of the life, this is what Yehoshua got the message from the Malach. They're from Yad Vayal and Sham Yehoshua be'umka shel Harav. Then the Torah became the song of the life, not regular, because we're all learning Torah, but the song of the life is something you cannot leave. It's very difficult to find. Not many zocheh for this. Like the Hachaim says, if people will be able to taste one time, the taste of the Torah, they won't be able to leave the Torah. That's the word of the Hachaim. So how come we not? How come we not like this? So the word of the Hachaim, we never felt the taste of the Torah. It's known from the Hachaim that if a person will reach a level of either 6 or 8 hours straight, then he will feel the taste of the Torah. I want to tell you, I paid people. Are you able to 7 hours, 8 hours to sit, not to get up for nothing, not for tea, not for coffee? If it's possible, make sure before to go to the bathroom, and you'll be able to sit 8 hours not to get up. Almost nobody agreed. But 2 people, I paid them. I paid money, a lot of money. They were able to do it. I'm telling you, these 2 people, they cannot leave the Torah. If you have 8 hours straight, then the Torah will become the song of the life. Nobody had to pay Rabbi Kalish. The Torah was the song of his life. I just want to end up with something from the parsha because it was Niftar in Parshas Hayasara. It says by Sarah Imenu, it says Me'ashana, 20 shana, Sheva shanim. Rashi said, why it's written shana, shana, shana? To tell you there is a message, like 100, like 20, like 7. Now these words written by Avraham also, Me'ashana, 70 shana, and Rashi says over there also the same thing. 100 like 70, 70 like 5. What's the message of 70 is not clear, but that's what Rashi mentioned. But it's written 3rd time in this week. Vehashalom also. 137 shana, shana, shana. Rashi doesn't say nothing. Not letovah, not lera, nothing. What's the difference? Why Rashi chose to say it by Sarah Imenu? Or Rashi said it by Avraham Avinu, but not by Ishmael. The word shana appeared by Ishmael. 100 shana, 30 shana, ו7 shanim. How come I didn't say it? The explanation for this is because the word Hachaim written twice. והיו חיי שרה, 100 שנה, 20 שנה, ו7 שנה, חיי שרה. The word living written twice. The same thing by Avraham. והיו חיי אברהם, it says by Avraham אבינו, ואלה שנה חיי אברהם אשר חי 100 שנה, 70 שנה. The word life appeared twice. Why it appeared twice? The Mishnah says in Masechet Avot, הילודים למות. According to the Mishnah, the world is a big cemetery. Hayilodi, those who came to the world, lamut, they dead, they're considered dead. Not only this, there is a Mishnah in Masechet Nida. When the lady becomes tameh, when she's given birth, when did she be considered tameh? The word or the Mishnah is p'tichat hakever, when the graveyard opened. Graveyard? What graveyard? Yes, it is a graveyard. Everybody come to the world. It's a graveyard. And cemetery, how do you call it? Bet Hachaim. Completely the opposite. But there is a way to make all our life, to take the dead moment, to make them alive. Any person that the Torah is the song of his life is as Chaim Yilamach is a kilda. So the life is a life, because some life are not life. That's what the Gemara says. Ben Ish Chai Rav Pa'alim Atuku lebnei Alma Bnei Ish met? No. Some people live, yeah, but they live. You know how they live. They live, but it's considered dead. But some people, they live, but they live. They live. Their life is a life. And this is what they had in merit to see. The life is a life, not a dead life. We have an example, living example. What is it? How much every person can take for himself, everybody should take something from this. To understand and to elevate the dead moment that we have during the day, to turn them to be the song of our life. And Ezra Hashem, Yehi Zichro Baruch, and we will let Yehoshua answer.
We heard 4 miles of the many that Yehoshua had. He was young. He learned Torah Lishma, his Baal Mesiras Nefesh, and his Hanivus. When I was a young bacher in Sifter Ben Hachaim Berlin, there was a Magid there by the name of Lazer Rabinowitz. He was a young man. He was nifty young. He came from Eretz Yisrael. He had smicha from Rabbi Zalman at the age of 16. And he was a Maggid Shir in the yeshiva. And he was nifter at the age of 28. He knew Kol HaTorah Kula. And the Baron Soloveitchik, who used to be a Maggid Shir, and Chaim Levine was in Chicago already at the time, flew in from Chicago to be maspid. And he said, sometimes we hear about Gedolim from previous generations. It's hard to believe that such people existed, like humanly beyond human understanding. And sometimes we are skeptical. Who knows if it's true? There was Abzalma of Volozhina, the younger brother of Chaim Volozhina. He was also nifter, a young man. They even asked his older brother, Hachaim, had he lived to be the age of the Gro, would he have been like the Gro? So he said, my brother was big, but he could have lived 1,000 years. So Baron Soloveitchik said, we find it hard to believe that such people existed. The Eibishter does us a favor sometimes and sends down to us in our time somebody or me'ain of a Rav Zalman of Volozhina, and then now we can believe that there was a Rav Zalman of Volozhina. In our day, we were zeichet to have a Reb Chaim Kanievsky. The things that they say about him, sometimes it's hard to believe. I see him al Kol HaTorah Kula every single year. Some people took it with a grain of salt. The Eibishter sent us Rabbi Yehoshua, he did of mine for more than 50 years, to show that there could be a Reb Chaim Kanievsky. Siyum Hashas called Shana V'Shana. He was about Mesiras Nefesh. He came, Chaim Kanievsky grew up at Hespedim and with the Chazon Ish and with the Gdolei, you saw Ovadia, he was Mesiras Nefesh, but his Mesiras Nefesh compared to Rabbi Yehoshua Kalish, the Klein was easy compared. Yehoshua Kalish started off and there was a yeshiva in Far Rockaway called Highlight. My experience with Highlight when I was a bacher in yeshiva still, Yehoshua Fishman, was a manal, and I was a bacher in Chaim Berlin, and he said he'd like me to come in every Thursday night and learn ksois with the bacher, with the 12 graders. I said, okay. I came in, I remember the greeting I had was, they came in from the basketball court wearing their basketball uniforms with their shorts. They put their feet on top of the desks in front of them. Okay, let's hear this here in Ksois. But I like steiged also because some years later I was a Maggid Shir in Chaim Berlin when it was in Far Rockaway. And Highlight Bochum came from the best shiurim, from the best classes I ever had. Yehoshua Kalish, the Leinu L'Bracha, was Mesiras Nefesh. He grew up in a relatively modern milieu, and he became a Gadol B'Yisrael. The Gemara says in Barachas Daf Chav, Properly Abai. Why is it that Rishonim Nisim took place by them? And Maishna Anan, the Loim B'Schach Nisa. Imishum Tenuye, it is because they were bigger London than we are. B'Shnei Rav Yehuda Kuli Tenuye V'Nisikin Haba. In the days of Rav Yehuda, they learned Yeshiva Shom Sechtes. They learned Nisikin. Vanan, and we are way above them. Kamasnitin Shita Sidre. Rehavemotir of Yehuda Beukzen to the Mishnah Raisha Shikavesh Yerek Bidero. Omar Havayis the Rabbi Shmuel Kechazina. Ochet, Vanan, Komastin, books and place them as when the Rishonim, the earlier ones, came to the Mishnah Nuktzin, they had Schwierigkeiten to understand it. And we learned the same Mishnah with 13 Oifanim. We're much bigger than them in learning. We know more, we learn more Shas. When there was no rain, Yehuda, the earlier generation, when he took off shoe for Avelis to be mispalled for rain, as soon as he took off one shoe, it rained already. The less the mashkabon. We daven and don't listen to him. Why? We learn more Torah than that. But again, because they have a mitzvah, Amalei, Kamoi, Kamosrin, Afshai, Kedusha Hashem. Because they were more Moisei Nefesh. Vayishtois in Kirvas Alikim, Vayishtois, that it seems that it's more choshev to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the person who's Mesiras Nefesh, than the person who's Kol HaTorah. Yehoshua had made the miles. He was Moisei Nefesh. He came from Haila. He had to overcome many obstacles in order to remain by learning. He had tremendous pressure to go to, he was a brilliant fellow, to go to university. Aber he was in gelernt, he said. He learned Torah Lishma. He finished Shas 40 times. But we heard that he finished Masechta Bais 100 times. To me, that's a right Torah Lishma. When I was a Bacher in Yeshiva by Rav Shulkin, Zechrono Levracha, great Maggid Shir, a legendary Maggid Shir, and he learned the Rabin for 16 years, and Noshim and Azikin, that was his bread and butter. And in Chaim Berlin, they learned the Moed Mesechtes also. So the first day, I learned Pesachim by him. So Pesachim is Chazokis, so he had many shiurim to say. Then he comes in the first day to learn to say Yeshua Mesechta Beitza, and he opens up the Gemara, ganze Mesechta wegen Anei, a whole Mesechta about an egg. And he looks at the Gemara and he says, I don't understand anything here. Turns a page or two, and who learns this Mesechta? The longest, the Yeshiva Shalomdus is like, it's more Noshim and Azikin. And he closes the Gemara. He says, you have no idea what to do here. He came in a day later and he said, you were regular also. He made a point like that. Abishur, it hit me, that reminded me. Abishur learned Shas 40 times. For some reason, Beitza, he learned 100 times. Those are Torah Lishma. They didn't have the Yeshiva Shalomdus. I think it's how the Yeshiva Shalomdus is Kachim also. But Beitza is Torah Lishma. 100 times Torah Lishma. When I was speaking to, we had a third colleague from my Yiddish in Yeshiva B'Farakor. So the third colleague was Rav David Ryan. Today is Dr. David Ryan. And we learned B'Chavrusa every morning, and Adiyah Mazeh is in Yerushalayim. But we both at the same time said, we didn't give him enough cover. We did not give him enough cover. Then we both decided that it's his fault. Why? There's two kinds of anidus. There's anidus, you can tell that the person who's the anav realizes he's an anav. There's a deeper anidus. The person himself doesn't realize an anav. We didn't ever have him to be mechaber, because his anidus was like, to himself it was not shy. Just one more big, somewhat humorous, but it's Nageya. One day, we found in the yeshiva a sefer, we're learning about Metzia Datzman, and there's a new sefer that was on the table in the Medrash. The name of the sefer is Ikve Oil. It's a Masechta about Metzia. It has a short haris on the whole Masechta, from beginning to end. So, I was saying Shiurim Masechta Metzir, and each day I took a look at where I was holding and took a look at a Harav there. And so I wrote in my Hasogya on this Harav. I come in the next day, I open the Sefer, there's a tshuva from somebody that's answering my Hasogya. And I don't know what a Mechaber is. This is going on for a few days, and Rabbi Shua Kalish is looking at the Sefer also. He started writing in our Hasogyas too. And there's a tshuva to him too. And we don't know who the Mechaber, we don't know who's writing to us. And we called him the Phantom. Rabbi Shua gave him the name the Phantom. And each day I'd come into Shir, and what did the Phantom say today? And it was the springboard for the Shir. And so I said my Hasogya, and I said what he said, and the Bacham argued about who's right. And on my Hasogyas, very often it says, Tois Godel Tov Azeh HaKoyset. A number of times. Rabbi Yeshua's Ha'aris, one night, in the middle of the night, about 1 a.m., the alarm goes off in yeshiva, and I was called for some reason, the yeshiva and the manal weren't available, and I was called that somebody broke into the Bais Medrash. So it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I go to the Bais Medrash, the light is on, and there's a young man sitting and learning there. And I walk in, I give him shalom, and he's sitting and writing in the Sefer. I said, who are you? He says, I'm the Mechaber, the Sefer. And I would like to tell you his name, but since he left it, the Ilum Shmoy, maybe he doesn't want it known. But he's a Gadol B'Torah, Gadol B'Yisrael. Anyway, so he says somebody's been writing me Ha'aris, and I'm writing him back, and that's how we discovered it. Then he said to me, these Ha'aris, mine were Aleph Kuf. Rabbi Shua Yud Kuf. He says, die Ha'aris, and gesunde, starke Ha'aris, he said. He's a, we should learn from him. All what we have to overcome, to become, there's a young Olam here, and we have to learn from him to overcome any obstacles that we have, and then we could be zeicher that people will say about you young fellows that there was a Rabbi Shua Kalish. Yizich Baruch.
Bereshos. There's so many aspects to Rebbe Zatzal's behaviors that I believe we can study and learn from. But there was one in particular, this based Medrash that shown we were able to see so much, so special. This is Rebbe's Ahavas HaTorah. Over the years, I've had many opportunities to talk and learning. With Rebbe. But these last 4 years, I've had immense chus to sit and learn in Kaila with Rebbe, most recently in a leadership role. And I got the opportunity to see this, to witness this, to live this firsthand. And it's hard to put into words, to describe an emotion, to describe Rebbe's Ahavas HaTorah. It was palatable, but it's hard to say. And it was everywhere, and it was all-encompassing. Every time we were learning, Rebbe didn't want to waste a moment. Walked in, gave a big shalom aleichem, warmly greeted everybody, but then he was down to business. no messing around. Every part of he was hunting to accomplish and hunting to build up his immense plethora. Rebbe was very much into accomplishing, to covering ground, but also wanted to get good shot. You'd see it, there was always a hunt to finish, a hunt to do more, and a hunt also to get the MS. Whether it was talking, learning, fighting, and learning, calling out, giving the zifa to someone that said a bad shot. It was all with love. You could see it, you could see the simcha the Rebbe had from it. I jokingly say, it almost doesn't make sense that Rebbe gets schar for his learning when he enjoyed it so much, he had so much fun doing it. The nice that the Medrash said over before, I just want to expand upon it. I thought it really sums up Rebbe Kalish to a T. It sums up just his Devigas B'Torah. That occasion where he walked in here looking for a mincha. On his way to an airport, on a mission, had to go, he was heading out to Eretz Yisrael. Had 3 minutes of time before they were starting mincha. Starts learning, gets involved. Amar Rava, he's saying the Gemara aloud, tapping his foot, all engrossed and ingrained in the Gemara. Not noticing an Ashrei starting, not noticing Shemona Esrei starting. I'm imagining it took somebody by Kedusha getting up, probably banging their chair, to draw him out, to bring him back to reality. So detached in such a short moment of time, so lost in his Gemara, so lost in what he loves, what his life's mission was. Besides for learning, besides for Luma, Rebbe loved Lamed. He had this chus for many years, teaching yeshiva, give shiurim in his shul. We had the last 4 years the opportunity to hear shiurim from Rebbe. And the one thing I can say is that when people would ask me, so what's Rebbe saying shiurim today, what's the topic? I would answer, I know where we're starting, I know what sif we're learning in, but I really can't tell you where we're going to land. Rebbe's shiurim were all-encompassing. They were a journey through Shas, through Shulchan Aruch, through Poskim. There was no one sugya. Everything was a sugya. Rebbe knew everything. So there was no confining to one blot, to one sif in Shulchan Aruch that just didn't exist. We've heard so many times about Rebbe's journey through Shas every year. 40 times they say. I believe it's probably more, but at least 40 times. But I don't know if enough is said about his mastery of it. His mastery of the Rishonim. I've heard so many times pulling out Tosfos and Rashbas, Achronim all over Shas. Unbelievable to watch. Even after I knew all this about him, I even remember a few months ago calling my wife Ben Astar and just saying, he surprised me, he shocked me again. It's hard to imagine. This all being said, it was a appelled to me this last week, starting by the Ovadia throughout Shiva, just to see how many people were touched by Rebbe, how many people felt the loss, felt the bereft. It boggles the mind, and we're speaking about people talking about Shivas. How did he have the time for this? How did he have so much to give to so many people? I can't answer for the time. But I believe it all came from this Ahavas HaTorah. Rebbe, such a Ahavas HaTorah, such a shleimus, a dvigas with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I believe it overflowed into all areas. We've heard so much about so many other activities that Rebbe had. A zest for life, a simchas Hachaim. He was a lover of life. This all came. It emanated from his love for Torah, his love for learning. He was so at peace, so shleimus, that it just flew everywhere else. Rebbe had a love for Yidden. Rebbe loved to uplift other people. Anybody that's called Rebbe for a shayla knows it's always the same warm welcome. He would ask, sound excited to hear you. Sound like he was waiting almost for your phone call. Warm greeting, asking how you were. Rebbe loved to encourage shaylas. Rebbe has told me in the past many times he loved answering shaylas. He loved sharing his Torah. And he loved what people should want to ask. I've heard that there were people that called with shaylas just because they wanted to talk with him. The shaylas were significant, not significant. They just wanted to talk with him, hear from him, be uplifted by him. When Rebbe answered a shayla, there was an immense anivus that came with it. No matter who he was talking to, whether it was old or young, big or small, I've heard him say it to a child, he would give him a curse, he would give sources, he would explain himself, he would talk it out, he would bother to hear the nuances of the shiloh, those that were relevant to the shiloh, and some that weren't relevant to the shiloh, he'd hear the person out. And he would give a psak, and he would make sure the psak was a psak that was going to work for the person, he was going to make sure the psak made sense, it could be integrated. It wasn't just a quick, I have to give an issa, no, it had to work for the person. Rebbe's told me that he really, really didn't like saying asr for a psak. It bothered him to say asr. Who was he to give an isser to somebody? He would say, I can't be matter it, I'm not comfortable with it. Who was he to asr it? Maybe there's somebody else they wanted to ask. This was Rebbe's anecdotes. This wasn't about ego, this wasn't about being right, it was about the Torah, it was all about helping other Yidden have a shaykhus with it. In the past, he's told me he's corrected himself on psakim. He's called me, we've talked, some guys like, but 2 years ago you said, he's like, I've changed, I've learned, I've heard. There was no ego involved whatsoever. Over the years, me, my wife, we've had the opportunity to ask many shilas. And Baruch Hashem, my wife has gone through a professional training and has had very unique shilas regarding that. He loved challenging shilas, he loved unique shilas. He would always say, bring me more. He loved talking about things that were obscure. And he always had Makar and Shas and Makar and Paiskim. There was never just, always had pulled something out, always pulled out a relevant source to answer everything. We joked about, no matter how many, no matter how wide array of shilas we asked, every Chalmite it seemed we had a Dover Ovid shilah. This Chalmite, a real Dover Ovid. Over the last few years, we've had this chus to have Rebbe by a number of simchas of ours. One in particular stands out in my mind. About 8 years ago, we made a bris. I believe it was a Thursday morning. It was early morning. Very little planning was involved. We just had a mile. There was a suda. After I finished speaking, out of the blue, Rebbe comes over and he gets up to speak. And he did two things during that speech which were just so epitomized him. Were so much the Kalish. Number one is he spent the first few moments of his speech talking about my wife and comparing the experience of giving birth with the heroism of her namesake Yehuda from the Hanukkah story, it's Hanukkah time. And the second thing that he did was he gave the entire drasha with his arm around my shoulder. Rebbe was about lifting people up, to show up to a bris just to participate. Just to give mazel tov wasn't enough. He had to come give chizuk. Mother that just experienced the exhilaration of childbirth. Father running around like a chicken without his head, trying to integrate new life. Rebbe had to give chizuk to uplift. A few years ago, Rebbe came into Klein in the morning and he told me, by the way, my Rebbetzin is going away for Shabbos. Right away, I jumped on the opportunity and I invited Rebbe to come to us. About a half an hour walk, 25-minute walk. I said, please come to us for a student. We'd love to have you. Okay, I hope, probably was the answer. I told my wife and family we were excited. Hopefully Rebbe was going to come to us. He came back to me a day or two later and he said, my Rebbe's plans have changed. She's not going away, but we're coming for the Suda. I can tell you right now, he didn't eat our gefilte fish. It was about lifting people up, lifting up couples, lifting up mishpachas. This Kalish was jokingly referred to it sometimes as the Shalom Bais Kalish. The reason for that was because Rebbe was very makbid that people show up, people don't miss days, but if you told Rebbe that you had something to do with Shalom Bais, your Rebbe and your wife needed, everything changed. I've seen on multiple occasions, Rebbe stuck his neck out, got himself involved in situations that he really had nothing to gain. Difficult situations, powerful people, difficult people, messy situations, so many times, and he had nothing to gain from it. He lost his man from it, he lost time from it, he lost kaich from it, and it didn't stop him from this. Rebbe was just about helping and uplifting other Yidden. That's really all that mattered from him. He's willing to put everything on the line, he's willing to put so much just to help another Yid. This Beis Medrash really felt the loss, feels the loss. My bracha is that we continue to remember the Avos HaTorah, the Simchas HaTorah that Rebbe had learning here. You can still picture him here in the back. It's hard to walk in. I just envision, imagine that he's going to walk out and start wanting to talk and learn and be excited again. We should continue to remember this and this Beis Medrash and the Kehillah, the entire, anybody that had shaykhs with him, whoever should be there, it's Yosher. Yes, go there, everything.
Let's ask a simple shaila. Probably everybody wants to ask such thing like this. Let's. Chulei, Vatar Rivko Ishka. She became pregnant. She was asking for this. Vatar Rivka Ishka. And what happened? ושרוצצו הבונים בקרבו, ותוימר, אם כן למה זה הנוי? And Rashi is saying, what Rashi is saying, she had so much pain she was. אם כן, גודל צער העיבור, זה חבר'ה, גודל צער העיבור. גודל צער העיבור. למה זה אנוכי מסעבר מספרס על הירויה? שאז כשי לפות שאני ליפס. Tsar of the roye. Before that she didn't know what is this, what is going to. And now he's asking, lama? What did I daven so much for such like this? To be in such matzevs? What did she do? Very smart thing. ותלך לדרוס את השם. Maybe she went, I understand, to ask a broche, as the pain to be to reduce the pain. No. Lama זה לא, the question, lama? Why do I asking about such thing like this? ותלך לדרוס את השם. Why not? She come to ask a shaila. Why do I ask such thing like this? Misavar eroye. You have to answer you why you daven for children. That's most of this. She got an answer. ויאמר לה השם, שנינו בביטנך, שנינו ייפרדו, וכולי, everybody on the passion. What was the answer? She was Tzara Echoyen. She wasn't able to carry such pain. She did not think that she would come to such messiahs. Why do I need this? And what the answer it was? She's not going to be now everything is okay. Tell me. We learn every year this parsha, every year this etc. What is the plot in there? Now she became. Everything is okay. What is okay? Now, no Tzara Goye, still Tzara Goye. The answer there, you have so much time because so and so and so. Because they're going to be let's say maximum what say so. See, but when is it zwilling, when is it twins, maybe more it says. Share the pain is the same pain. I will tell you some story. I saw this one thing, I heard this actor, is a donor in the Resvas in Slotsk, and one is Perushim for the Yerushalmi, and that will answer this. Some say a person talking about him, and he's saying when he used to Mechadesh, some pshat in the Yerushalmi, as a Perush Yerushalmi, there it was. He so much was happy. And he was saying for this chidush, what he say, it was Kedai, the head of his mother, and as if doiros and doires. Everything it was worthwhile for what? To go through this, to this chidush was Mechadesh in the Yerushalmi. And when Rebbe used to say in the shiur, he was in lake with some Talmud from Australia, and in the middle of the shiur, Rebbe would say some chidush. He was so much happy about this. He told him like this, and then for hearing such chidush, it was worthwhile to walk by foot from Australia till here. It was kedai for such a like this, though. But what you get from this is everything is kedai. What she saw that you had some Uber. You want everything you want. She went through the Pischavoy de Zore, ran over there. She went through Bate Medrash, ran over there. Such child was ever. Sayo Lamase, Sayo Lamaba. Is worthwhile for this child. Is worthwhile for such like this, no? For this, Lamas and Misapaleles. What the answer is this? You have over there in this between two years, someone was in Poshet, but the Midrashes is running to the Medrash always. Is Kulo. This is Yaakov Kulo. For this, to have such one like this, she was ready to get all the Isurim, all the Chevleide. Lama ani? But Lama Sanochi. For such like this, everything is kedai to suffer. To have chidush in the Torah of Yaakov Avinu. This is what is the answer to. What I'm saying, what I want to have. Everybody is coming. Everybody is coming to give them the cheshbon. Everybody is coming. Remember once, remember Lopian, when it was the yeshiva in Kfar Hasidim was before this is Zichron Yaakov, and the yeshiva moved, what kind of reason? It was about Tavshin Tesvov. After the sign, it's Tavshin Tesvov. She moved over there, and 3 days later, the yeshiva over there, Nachshon is Niftar. And it was, in Haifa, it was an Hespedim. The European came to say, he said, something like this. Now, he's going from Bais in Shelmayu, and they will ask him all kind of shayes, and he say like this. Noach is saying, call me over there. I will bring an edes that you always have lozaz midal samot shel haloche. Whenever I show you, you have always misyagia b'toyro. I am ready to go to the edes over there in Bais in Shelmayu. But this is people living in such metzias law. What would you say coming to Bais in Shelmayu? And they ask him something like this. Listen though, Neshama shnosati becho. The Neshama gets through the lomes till they come here. They will ask him, Kedei that you will get were born as to be Chevle Leida, the mother of the mother. So many things those coming to your condo. It was worthwhile, still look at this or not. It was Kedai. It was Kedai. Yehoshua could say, Moshe Lando, see what I did. See what I did in my life. Shas and Shas and Shas and Shas and Shas. Every day. People learn a block every day. I make double, more than double, 7 times every day. I did this for people. Just that. For this Ahavus Kedai, let's understand a little bit more, a little bit, just much more, a little bit more. We're going Shabbos Mevachim. Yes, this Shabbos Mevachim. I will everybody say, we say Wachsman for Shabbos Mevachim. שתחדש עלינו את החודש הזה לטובה ולברכה. וסיתן לנו חיים ארוכים. שמים איזה דוגש. ארוכים, פשט ארוכים, a long life. If it's דוגש for sure is of this. חיים ארוכים. We ask, ותחדש עלינו את החודש הזה לטובה ולברכה. וסיתן לנו חיים ארוכים. We ask him just for the next month. We want in the next month for 30 days. What do you mean, Chaim Arukim? What do you need? What do you ask? You ask 30 days. What do you mean, Chaim Arukim? In next month, ask for the next month. What is Chaim Arukim? What is the pshat? V'siten lanu Chaim Arukim. You know what we daven? You know what is this? We say. In the month there is 4 weeks. 4 weeks in 2 days, 1 day sometime. In the month, in every week, is 7 days. In every day, it's 24 hours. In every hour, 60 minutes. In a minute, so go ahead to 60 seconds. You could do this 30 days, 7 weeks, 24 hours. For 1 to 2, you could use and the month is past. You stay now by Erev Rosh Chodesh Kislev and by Erev Rosh Chodesh Teves. The month is gone, like nothing. And this is a month after month though. You're using it for nothing. And then it could be 70 years coming like this. And it could be something different. It could be something like this. You could use 30 days, 4 weeks, 7 days, 24 hours. Every hour is 60 minutes. You could use every minute, a minute after a minute after a minute, every second, the full hour, the full 24 hours. You had a day, and then it's a second day, another hour, another 24 hours. You come for the end of the week, wow, in such a week, but you gain so much. And then come the month, 4 weeks. You could use this month as some people else 7 years. In 1 month you could do with people, could do other people, could do all of the life. And this is 1 month. This is the second month. Is the 4th month that we ask him, Yehoshua milfanecho, שתחדש עלינו את החודש הזה לטובה ולברכה. A chodesh was a good month. We want this month though to full the full production though. Everything, every second accumulate, and to have something in this month to be steigen in this month. Chaim Aruki. Other people say this person live in this month so many 10 years, 20 years, 70 years though. We say ki chayenu ve'orech yameinu. You could measure a person, how old is he, how old, how long, how many days. You could measure a person, how many Masechtes is know. You know how old this person? 2 Masechtes. More or less, can 2 Masechtes, so much to learn it. You can, how old is this person? This person is 70 years. He'll finish just and just and just and just. Because other people in 200 years doesn't do something like this, though. This is Chaim Aruki. This is Chaim. Kim Chayecha ve'oirech yamecha. To measure the life, to make long life. This is, you use this. This is based in Shemal Afrevim, though. What did you do in this life, though? The Shomosh Nusad Nutohoyrohi. Every. But the Rosh is the how is this, though? Is the Shemo coming to Olam Hazeh and coming back? What you did for me, though? This what I did, though. As if many times the Shas. How did it come to such thing as this? A minute, then a minute after a minute. And this is coming. Slowly. Every minute is slowly. I come down. The year is Lotov Avivrocho. And then the life is Lotov Avivrocho. That's what's happening, though. A little bit, listen. We learn a bisschen. Parshas Hashavua, Toidos. Yitzchak and Avraham. וזה היה יעשת יעקב ניסי, ויובר עשיו מן השדה, והוא עייף. ואומר עשיו אל יעקב, אני תן להם מאוד מעשה, I want to eat, פושט, אך לא סורכים את ליסי. Listen, I'm hungry, though. כי היתר הולך, אתם כבר שמוע איתו. He asked Poshet, I want to eat lunch. I did not eat before. מן אודם הזה. Why did he have to ask? ואז יעקב did not give him. It's a shaylet. Some combo. So much. Tired so much, though. I need to eat something. Why did not give him, though? And also, Mechorat Choroso. He gave God with tiny son Esau. Esau, for the seed that Doshim was ready to sell the Bchoiro. He has to sell the Bchoiro. Just to sell the Bchoiro. Tiny son Esau. Of Yaakov, he took advantage of a person, a poor person, very pocket. He want to eat something. Give him. No, say, Choroscho. Little bit. Hespedim. Rashi say, this is the Doshim, it does the Machal of Avelis. Machal of Avelis, Galgal Chosel Ba'olam. This is the Avelim Es, though. How did Avelim Es such like this? Avelim, the head is in something else, though. Is the Avelis. The Iker Avelis is Poshet. A person calculate, see the Mishpat Hashem what happened, though. He calculate the person which has the Avelis, what he's supposed to do in this Olam Hazeh, though. You see, the person doesn't live. L'Olam Voed, though. You have to watch it. And this is the Avelis, though. This is Avzem Seniskan, though. Whatever it is, though. You try to do in the Olam Hazeh whatever you could. The Cheshboines, from Tziduk, and this is a very Kalkal Choizel Ba'olam. You got the main though. People that they don't like, even they don't have the time to eat so much. It's push sick though. It's a very so wrong. It was push it. It's left over. Lemon is a bro. Push it though. And Maicha. Sudas a boy. That it was. People. Esav coming. What do you want, Esav? See what's happening here, though. See what's happening to Olam Hazeh. As the place of Avraham Avinu. A little bit, though. What you eat is. God will choose ba'olam. What he needs in such metzies, he doesn't care about what's going all around. He cares in the odom hazeh. This is, mach das Yehuda. is Avelis is so good for him. Why go to him? There is a Yehuda over there. They give so much machoni. That's what he needs. In that thing of scanning of the Sudas Avroe, around, disregard from everything though. What he's taking, the Olam Hazeh. This was a punklich, what you need. What he saw, it was an Esav though. Esav though, the Olam Hazeh that it was. That was. Nicha kayom t'choras chani. You know what? One thing we have to understand. Two things, at least, poschim ashnas teipi. Olam Habo doesn't go together with Olam Hazeh. That's it. We say after this door, we want to have the broches. Also have the broches. Together what? Is Olam Hazeh. It's not going together though. You want the Olam Habo, you want the Ruchnies, say everything on the Cheshbon Olam Hazeh though. He doesn't go from this. You don't go to enjoy from this and from this. You take whatever you need, whatever. But have to enjoy and to have the Geschmack in the Anoy, by the time the Avelus Avraham Avinu, to have the Geschmack, the Olam, the Kedai, the Odam Hazeh, that's what you see now, in your eye, that's what you see. This doesn't go together though. To go with the Proires. You want Olam Hazeh, take Olam Hazeh though. But get away from the Proire. Get away from Olam Hazeh. That's what's coming though. So exactly one way coming. It's coming though. Is that? Leave the Proire for him though. What I want to say though. Yeah. Echt zaak. I was with Yehoshua, Shabbat Alev. 50 years ago, I did not know him, he did not know me. About 50. Edward was sitting by Davening, one beginning on the right side, I was on the left side, some people in between. Appreciate the shining in between the Kiras Torah, I think of Musa or something like this. He had something, he had the Shulchan Aruch in probably was the whole of Taruves, some Kashi from here. We had from 3 minutes discussing and so he came so happy that he asked, it was our discussion. From this 3 minutes we became friends for the rest of the life though. The happiness was so giyat. The Geschmack was so giyat. What did you have Geschmack from? From this Torah though. And that we learn later on though. Aber Poshet the pashtes, what Geschmack what he had, that's what he had in this. I have to say, later I saw him, I was in Lawrence, what you see, in Lawrence is live Gvirim, rich people. Poshet, he was rich, Yehoshua was rich. You came to his house, God, nothing, Babesh, a simple house. Between all the houses, I saw, I came from someplace else, I saw, this was in a simple place though. He is a rich person, he is a rich person. He was so happy. Divrei Torah, was it was Chvivim al Divrei Torah, that's what you saw by him though. But it was just Divrei Torah, and Talmidim was here to Mosor to them though. That's what gave Geschmack in the life though. That's Geschmack in the Olam Hazeh though. Everybody, rich people. Event like Mamesh, happy, smile, everyone though. Smiling, Geschmack. That's what Geschmack is though. That's what got in the learn the Geschmack though. With a little bit. That's it. נופלו גיבורים, ויעבדו כלי מלחמה. זה בכינס דוד אני לא סוף. איך נופלו, ויעבדו כלי מלחמה. נוגע to the סדרה. Something to know to the סדרה. ויעבדו כלי מלחמה. It's in the Pasuk state. By the Broches, וימושהו ויאמר הכל כל יעקב ויודעים ידי עשיו. The Medrash, במדרש אני חרב, זה במדרש, יעקב bringt es hier doch. בזמן הכל כל יעקב ויודעים ידי עשיו. בזמן שקולו של יעקב מצפצפים בבתי כנסיות ובבתי מדרושס, אין ידי עשיו שולטוס בו. I say it's a sefer Milos Torah for the brother of the Goy, Avraham, Achi Agoy, Achi Agro. He asked him the oil fragrant. This is the Medrash. Look at the posuk. In the posuk doesn't say Akol Kol Yaakov as Ena Yadayim Yedei Esau. Akol Kol Yaakov Yadayim Yedei Esau. Yadayim Zeh Yedei Esau. What the pshat? Zog der Avraham, Achi Agro. He say like this. ולא הכירו, כי היו יודו לידי עשיו אחיו, סעירוס, ויברכהו. What kind of brochen is the bench name? That's what saying. He said, this is the Medrash Minto. You know what kind of brochen he gave him? He gave him, Yaakov, בעצם זאת his Esau. He told him one thing like this, is to want to מצליח in the day Esau. To do what in the Esav, to menatzech in the Esav dog, is one thing you could do. When a kol is Yaakov, the Yodayim with this person that kol Yaakov is really strong like in the Esav dog. He menatzech in everything dog. The Medrash come dog. When a kol Yaakov, if Nesrel wants to menatzech sein, menatzech with the Esav, Yodayim was bis Gabros, and the Esav will be able to show it of him, a kol Yaakov. This is the Klein Milchoma. The Klein Milchoma is Yaakov. Even you see before in Chitzonius, is Matei the Esav, of the Esav was operated through what? Through a kol Yaakov. Through something like this though. Otherwise it's gornish though. When she in a kol Yaakov, the Esav shortus though. Is verkehrt, it will be done. You will losing the days of the strong guy. If we see something like this, is whenever it is done, as Farando, by the eating dog, Farandepes, a menatzeach, or Starkheit, don't think there's Starkheit. It's we say in the English Bologna, you say, the Starkheit which is. The Starkheit which is coming in Chitzonius and Starkheit, is coming one Zachdo, because I call it Kol Yaakov. Once it's called Kol Yaakov, I'll get down in the Esau. You know what is the Mitzvah now going in Eretz Yisrael? It's in Shaykh do, Poshet. In Eretz Yisrael was gates rein do. It's Poshet. It wasn't such a thing like this. And all the Welt, the ganze Welt is around what? Around what's Eretz Yisrael do. And all the Welt is a king. Eretz Yisrael door. And people don't see. But the Mitzvah is, this was going on. This everything, this the ganze Welt is against. Poshet. There is so much law. There is what I'm saying. The Gemara in Ksubis, then Ksubis saying, Dor Shebin, the 3 lines of the end of Ksubis, Dor Shebin David Ba, Kategoria Betalmidi Chachomim. דור שבא דיבר דומה, זה coming to say, you are תלמיד חכמים. You don't help to us, though. זה מציאס ממש. Everything is דור שבן דוד by his kind to our view. The thing that you do, though, you don't help us. The main help is coming because of Kol Yaakov. Who knows how much credit is to be the Axoles for today in Eretz Yisrael? It's not shaykh to understand. It's a million of Shmoelim around, beside the other kind. Was every million coming, and Ribbon Shem is Matzi. It's under the fence door. How is this? A Kol Yaakov. Who knows? No. When Rabbi is asking though, Rabbi Yehoshua, what you did? What Bochas, I brought Shas, but I brought also, you see what by the Eden door, there is a tzloche by the Eden, there is defense for the Eden door, it's a kind of Eden door, you know what? Shas after Shas after Shas after Shas. Ich noflu geboren vayovdu Klein Milchomo, what he is in the Klein Milchome, beside what he brought. It's a das door. Das ist das door. Was ist der Choivo? Was ist der Choivo to do? If some around here, Polish, I come from Rekru, I come from other yeshivas, because in this place so, is misalech someone walking, smiling, a person was very easy to get in touch with him. What is misalech? Shas. Shas. The time converted to all the time what he has, the 78 was it converts to Chaim Arukim, to kind of Shas. As a bonus and given door. Just to understand the shaykh to be something like this door. As a Mishkin 7 blood a day, 2 blood afternoon door. I remember the slapping so and Stundir door. He say, I'm going to care. But you learn this first say there. Says to him, I'm going to Masmidi. What you done? 2 blood. 2 blood. 2 blood a day is the afternoons of day. Es gibt Täusche, der Art der lange Täusche sind, was nicht so gehört mit dem Schatz, es gibt doch. Poshet, es ist so someone, ist alle bin Becheine da. It didn't look like a Malach, it didn't look like a Poshet, a Porush. Poshet, everybody could have in touch with him. This Poshet was very easy to get close to him, and this is. He used the time though, he used everything though. This was his coming though. This is to learn from him. This is camping him. This is the effect was gave though. Hashem, the time, Hashem. Yeh Hashem Mevorach. But we left something in here. We left though. You could learn. Something could learn. Something everybody could steigen. Because there is such a chase. Because of the chase. No, Ribbon Hashem going though. Everybody though. Wachsman, שיהיה החודש הזה לטוב ולברוכו. וסיתן לנו חיים ארוכים.
Bless you, strength to Levine, Yehuda, and the Klein coming. I'm going to say a few words. We learned last week, Avraham, Yevorach Elikim, Tzitzot Benod. Rashi brings the Gemara in Stoita that says, Berkoi, Birkas Avim. Rebbeinu Shalom did a Birkas Avim to Yitzchak. The Gemara says, Olachta B'drochov. Gemara says in Stoita, Ahum Mal B'Sharumim, Apata Mal B'Sharumim. Ahum Mevak Yechoylim, Apata Mevak Yechoylim. Ahum Menachem Aveilim, Apata Menachem Aveilim. So this is Posef. And Avraham, Lacham Mitzvahs Avraham, the Rebbeinu Shalom was Mevorach, he benched Yitzchak. Birkas Aveilim is not the Raisa. And what is Birkas Aveilim? Gemara says in Ksubis, Birkas Aveilim is Sharferei. Like Rav Levine said, Mishpat. Birkas Aveilim, the Gemara in Ksubis, the first parak everybody knows. The Meister with Rish Lakish and his children's Rebbeim, and the Rebbe lost a kid or a bocher, and they gave him Musar. They gave him Musar. Even though the Gemara says in Shabbos, Yesh Misa B'Loichet, but the Pashto is Ek Misa B'Loichet. It's a Kumfan Epis. Kumfan Achetz. That's Birkas Aveilim. That's how you Menachem and Ovadia. You give him Musar. It's Machlekes in the Poskim in Birkas Hamozim. If you do it, you need a Sorah maybe. There's some Sudas. You need a Sorah. But you say Mishpat. It's Machlekes, if you add it into it, maybe but right people have a chet. So what type of nechama is it to tell him the Shas Shemei Sarmut Olafonov to tell him that so Tikumtzli Bachet came because of the Chet. Where's the Nechom? The Demesim is that that's the greatest Nechom. The greatest Nechom of the world is to remind us that there's a din and there's a dying. Because whoever lives without that understanding, Tog Teglich, Loyam Yugas, Loyam Yitzhak, Yitzhak, Vigzol Techetor, Imul Bevavchem, Amish Kavchem, the Doim Musel. Somebody forgets that, the Nebuch, when he gets there, like a Levine said, you get there and you have nothing to show. A few years ago, I was speaking with a Kalish that's now, and I was talking to him about a pshat in V'ahavta L'Shem Elokecha. What Asach gered wegen seiner Avos Torah, what Asach gered wegen seiner Avos Abrius, aber winzig gered wegen seiner Avos Hashem. V'ahavta Hashem Elokecha. Was ist pshat? Ich mache Darshan, b'chol Baruch Afilu Neitlas Nafshecha. Ich habe gewollt eigentlich gesagt, als wenn ein Mensch geht weg von der Welt, you should be ready. No one wants to go. Nobody wants to go. But when the Malach HaMoves comes, Charbe Shlufa, full of Einayim, when the Malach HaMoves comes, what do? You can danken the Bashefer and saying, Shkoyach for the Levine, who was gewaldig, to be Oyel Hashem, afilu noitlos nafshecha. Kommt immer sagen, אפשר לעשות פשט אחר, nicht nur, was steht in Gemara, אפיlu noitlos nafshecha, Malantois from them, as Avodah Zarah, as Yehoshua Vayavar, afilu noitlos nafshecha, a men's can auskleiden, was all the time, but the person can decide, should he be moist and nefesh? Man, what's the pshat? So Kalish is told me, that's not the pshat. That's not the pshat. I learned Pasha pshat, versteht in Gemara. Afilu noitlos nafshecha. That you have to love the Rebbeinu Shalom when the time comes, you don't have a Pashat. You don't need a Pashat for that. And that's gemeint. A month ago, it was the end of El, beginning of Tishrei, a little over a month ago. They found out that he had a growth, stomach, they were nervous what it was. They took the biopsy and I said, Tshuva, we had the answer, and it was malignant, but it was. And he told me, I'm not scared to die. I have so much to thank the Rebbeinu Shalom for. I did everything I wanted to do. I learned Torah. I taught Torah. I had a Gemara life. That's what he told me a little over a month ago. And I remembered what he told me those few years ago. That V'ahavta Hashem Elokecha afilu noitlos nafshecha. What I want to say is push it. Push it. That's not the pasuk. Before that, maybe 2 years ago, he had a catheterization. Catheterization, not kishmak. You want to check the heart, if the arteries are clear. Generally, when a patient is brought to begin the catheterization, medication is given to calm the person down, that the heart rate should not beat too fast. It's dangerous for the blood pressure. And he's lying on the bed, and his blood pressure is smooth, even. And the nurse asked him, is there something wrong with you? Always low blood pressure? You look so calm. He said, I'm not scared to die. Not scared to die. He told me this, that the nurse didn't know what to do with herself. They weren't sure if they should give him the medication. He wasn't scared to die because he had such honor to the Rebbeinu Shalom. Rashi says in Pirkei Avos that Avraham Avinu, the Nisyonis, he didn't question the Rebbeinu Shalom. Why not? How is that possible? Some of the Nisyonis would not do A or do B, some of them were just inside. They took Sarah, he made her away. Whatever it may be. And some of the Nisayanis didn't have a choice. What's the Nisayim? Shall I hear Achamidoisa is Baruch? Zokrashi, Meroi, Vavosai. From the unbelievable leap shot that Avraham Avinu had the Rebbeinu Shalom, no questions asked. No questions asked. Someone is I don't know if what I'm saying now is emes or not. But you see, in Pirkei Avos it says, Kol mi sheyesh bo yishol hashmidus alol mitalmidav shel Avraham Avinu ayin toiva. And the Rambam says ayin toiva is stapkus. Stapkus. Mechut v'atzrech now. Stapkus. Avraham Avinu is a reiche mensch. But you see the stapkus because he didn't take extra money. Maybe he wasn't so rich then. Vayeta Yitzchak Hashem Unerach Ishta. Yitzchak daven for sich. Kalish for sich. Rivka made a daven for herself. The Imoyes daven. Yankov even says, Im yiten li Hashem beged lilbo yishulechem lechol mokebeit from Bashefa Fayers. They asked for things. Is that Nishba Avraham Avinu? Is that Nishba Avraham Avinu? He didn't ask for anything. Rabbi Kalish didn't ask for anything. He was happy with what he had. Whatever the Baruch gave him. And that's why he wasn't scared to die. The Gemara says in Brachas, Harche Picho v'Amaleu. For Torah, you're supposed to ask more and more and more. More and more and more. For everything else, you don't ask so much. Kalish Zatzal asked for Torah l'chayim and nothing else. And we all saw it. We saw a living Sefer Torah in the Medrash, sitting right over there, in the back. He wasn't an emotional person. He didn't go to that part of human nature. He was Avraham. He loved the Rebbeinu Shalom. He took whatever the Rebbeinu Shalom gave him, and that's how he lived his life. All of us was zeicha to live with him. For 4 years, Geshmak in the Bais Medrash, Kashas, Terutzim, wherever we wanted to, we could do it. We should be zeicha to learn, to be mischazik from him. That's the biggest ilut is neshama. To learn, to be Oved Hashem, to makabel din shamayim ba'ava the way he did his Yehuda.
שאומר, אתה גרוד רצוי ישרם וכל אתה אומר שהוא חפץ זמן צדקו יקטין תורה וידיע. קדיש.